Morning guys and gals, Froggy here. This video is going to show you how to wrap your starter with this material that will keep heat from the engine and, more importantly, heat from the catalytic converter off of the starter and prevent it from damaging the starter. I just went through multiple videos on fixing my starter. You should go and take a look at them if you're having trouble with your starter. But this is now the starter's fixed, and I'm just putting this in so that I won't have to do that job again, and so that I can preserve the starter from the heat. So this is my old starter that I've got off here. I'm just showing you how the piece of material, it's hook and loop Velcro, and I'm probably going to also put a couple of metal tie wraps on it just so that this piece doesn't stay loose. You probably don't have to do that, but I think I'll do that anyway. And let's get into the car and get started. I'm going to try and keep this all nice with the orientation, but you know, it's not easy when you're laying on your back and you're pointing the camera up in the air. Sometimes it comes out what they call post office or letterbox or something like that. But anyway, there's one tight spot. It's going to be right there. This is a lug or a piece off the engine block, and it's got to go in between there. That's probably less than a 1/4 inch, but I think it'll slide through there. And the rest of it, I think, has plenty of room. So I'm going to need 2 hands to do this, but basically the idea is to slide it up and over, or maybe I'll go this way and down. I'll just have to see what works best. And I want to show you something off the car that you have to understand when you're trying to put this on a starter that is installed in the car. So you've already got that tight squeeze that I told you about over here, right where that lug comes off the block. It's going to be tight there. Now the other thing you're going to have over here, you're going to have 2 heavy wires coming. The battery and the alternator wires are going to be coming around here. And then you're going to have one connection right there. That one's not too bad. It goes like straight out that way. But these 2 are going to be in the way of your wrap. So you're just going to have to, I guess you're going to have to scrunch it. It's going to end up scrunched like that, if you know what I mean. To get past those wires, you can't go around outside the wires, I don't think. So to get inside the wires, or you could cut this, I suppose. You could cut this, have a little cutout, but I don't want to cut it now because I don't know exactly where it's going to end up. But I might cut it later on. We'll see. You want to get it over the solenoid, of course, because the solenoid is what takes the heat as much as the rest of the starter. It all takes the heat. I took off the number 6 and number 8 plugs to get better access. Of course, you could also loosen up the manifold, but that just seems like a lot of work for wrapping the starter, so I'm going to try and do it without loosening the exhaust manifold. It goes without saying, but I should say it. When you jack it up, put some jack stands underneath, and you might also want to disconnect the battery. I haven't done that yet. I do have some plastic tools that I'm going to use to poke around up there, but if you're going to put anything that's metal in there, I would definitely disconnect the battery. So let's try this. I'm shoving it up on the engine side from the bottom, and then I've kind of tucked it around, and that's just to prevent it from falling out when I grab it from the top side. So I'm going to try to pull this up. So go back to the top. I did disconnect the battery because I'm going to be putting some long metal pliers down there to try and pull up on the cover. Okay, here's your picture from the bottom side. And I was not able to get this cover to slide up in between that boss and this part of the starter. But the part you need to protect from heat is more of this end anyway, so I'm not too worried about that. I would have ended up tearing apart this piece of insulation trying to shove it up in there. It's too tight. So there it is from the bottom. I've got the Velcro is attached. I'm also going to put a metal strap around it just to back up the Velcro. Now let me say one more thing about insulating the starter. It may be that you can do either the starter or the cat. I don't have my cat insulation on there yet. I'm going to put it back on, and I've already done a video for you on that, so you can look at that. Maybe one or the other will do it. Both, I think, definitely will keep heat off the starter, and I don't think I'll have that problem with the studs expanding and contracting and the starter eventually failing. And now I'm going to go to the top side. I'll show you what it looks like on the top. Oh, you want to know how I got it in there? Well, this is why you watch Froggy's Garage, because I give you these tips. And here's the tip. It all has to do with getting the right angles on these things. So take your right front tire off. That's what you do. And once you do that, you can get this angle over on this side where the tire used to be hitting you in the head, and you can reach around everything, and you can just use your hands. Basically, I just used my hands to reach, one hand on one side and my fingers on the other side, and just pulled it kind of like you'd be shining a shoe, if you know what a shoe shine guy looks like. Just kind of moving it back and forth and sliding it that way and reaching up there and moving it. Now, it is over the two wires, the two big wires that go to the starter, but it's under the O2 sensor wire, and it's under another wire that I don't know what it goes to up there. It's a big one. But it goes over the two that go to the studs on the sensor. Okay, you got that? And I think that's a good thing. Here you can see it from the top side, right in the dead middle there of your computer screen, right there. And that's the part that's covering the two big wires that go to the starter. And I think it's also covering that the one that I think is the signal wire, the one that clips on instead of having a nut hold it on. So I'm pretty happy with how this came out. I am going to retract one thing, though, about putting a metal tie wrap around it. I don't think I'm going to do that, because if it were to come loose, either because the strap, failed, or you didn't put it on quite right or something, it could get shorted across those live connections to the starter. So scratch that. Don't put any wrap around it. I might come up with something else, but for now, don't do that. Okay? Give me a thumbs up or a like if this helps you out. Subscribe to my channel if you want more from Froggy. Don't forget to put your two plug wires back on and put your wheel back on, and be safe. Have fun. Froggy out. Bye-bye. Okay, this is what I decided to do to have like a little backup to that Velcro attachment. And so this is just an illustration. Imagine this is the wrap, and that's where it is, actually, physically. It's not all the way up here, it's right there. I told you, because I couldn't get it past this. There's a boss off of the engine block that's right there. It's just too narrow. So here it is, and what I'm going to do is take a metal tie wrap, and I'm going to go around about there, like that. Okay, Sorry, trying to do this one-handed. All right, I'm gonna go around like that with one, put it on nice and tight, cinch it up. And then I'm gonna go around that wrap like this. And another wrap, another metal wrap, will go back to some pipes or something that's there. So it will prevent this wrap from ever going forward. It just can't go forward. And it won't go backward because this is bolted to the flywheel, or actually it's bolted to the engine block. So it can't go in either direction, but it'll just provide a little extra security to the Velcro attachment. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. I'll show you when I'm done. Okay, so here's what I did. Pay attention. I used one metal tie wrap, and instead of going on the top side, instead of going over those wires, the two big wires that connect to the solenoid, I poked this metal tie wrap through the material so it goes under the wires, but it goes on top of the solenoid. Follow me? And then I brought it around. Let me see if I get a little better focus. I brought it around and I went through the attaching mechanism of the tie wrap. And then this metal will take a bend and it will hold the bend on it. If you bend it, it'll stay bent. So I took it and I wrapped it around several times. First off, I went around this pipe, whatever that goes to. Put it down in the comments if you know what that goes to. I think it might be cooling for the diff or the tranny, not sure. But anyway, I went around this pipe, not that tight. I'm not putting any strain on it or anything. And I went back around the metal tie wrap. Think of it like safety wire, in other words. It's like I'm safety wiring this so that this can't go anywhere. It's going to stay there. And this can't go anywhere because it's one continuous loop around there, fastened around here like safety wire. And I think that's good. Give me a thumbs up or a like if this helps you out. Subscribe to my channel if you want more from Froggy. And thank you very much to DEI. You can't see their logo there, but sorry, but this is a DEI product. There are some shields that are solid metal, or they're probably aluminum or something, shields. But to get those on, you do have to take off the starter. So this is a lot easier, and I think it'll get the job done. See you later. Froggy out. Bye-bye. Okay, just real quick, let me show you what I did in case you didn't get it when I was laying down there under the car. So here's our starter. Here's our wrap. Now I took the metal tie wrap, either went through here or went through up here. I'm not really sure, but it doesn't matter. Let's say it's here. I poked it through. Came around like that. I think I came through, whoops, I think I came through here again. Go back and take a look. But anyway, so I've got it like that. I fasten it off. I don't want to spoil this one. This one's still good. I fasten it off. I take this end, I go around the pipe, come back, and I spin it around here a couple of times like safety wire. So now I didn't have to use two, I only used one. This can't go either direction, just as a backup to the Velcro, and that's it. Okay, see ya.